What's up, traders? Welcome back to the channel. We're Generation Pips with another weekly Forex analysis video. I'm Eli. Grab your coffee. Let's go ahead and hit these charts. All right, so first we're going to look at Great Britain Pound USD on a weekly time frame. We can see that price has resistance in this area where price just shoots down. Price recently rejected that here with a bearish engulfing candle. And we're going to look that we have a nice weekly uptrend at this moment that has not been broken just yet. That's something to look at as we go down to the smaller time frames. So let's go down to the daily time frame. And on a daily, if we zoom in just a little bit on this one here, we can see that price is moving to the upside. I can draw this pathway in here with this up, down, up, down, up, down, up, right? So price is moving to the upside. We did reject this weekly. We started to sell off, but price is right now respecting this area of support. It closed back above. So what I'm going to be looking at on the smaller time frame, which is my entry, the 4 hour, is the potential buy position back to the upside. So this is pretty much what I'm looking at. This is my area of interest. So I'm looking to see if price can close a little bit higher, pull back into this daily zone, and potentially enter to the upside. And that's going to be Great Britain Pound USD going into this week. All right, so the next pair we're going to cover is USD JPY. We've talked about this for a couple weeks now, and I believe this may be the week we see the entry to the downside. So we have this area of resistance here on USD JPY. We also had this uptrend that was broken to the downside, and now we're pulling back into that weekly zone. I'm going to break this down to the daily time frame. And on the daily, we can see that price is now back in that weekly zone. We can also see that we have a target of support down here at the bottom if we were to go short. Now let's go down to the 4 hour time frame. On the 4 hour time frame, if we zoom in a little bit more on what's going on here, we can see that price is starting to stall out in this area. All right, we can also draw some type of trend line in here to better identify what we're kind of looking at. So let's go ahead and draw that trend line in. We can see that price has broken beneath this trend line, and then we can also see that price may continue to follow this path that we have drawn here on the right hand side. So this is what I'm looking at this week. I'm looking for a strong break to the downside and then a pullback back into that weekly zone to go short back down to that daily area that we had identified. That's going to be USD JPY. I do believe we may potentially get an entry this week, maybe somewhere around Wednesday, Thursday, depends on how the market moves, but this is going to be USD JPY. All right, so the third pair we're going to look at is USD CAD. On the weekly time frame, it's very easy to identify that we're in a range. Price hits resistance, it shoots down. Price hits support down here, it pushes up. All right, so let's go down to the daily time frame and get a better look at the current price action. Going to the daily time frame here, let's just zoom in at this most recent area here. We got this resistance, price is shooting down, support, price is shooting up, right? So what's really nice to identify on this now is that we are potentially ranging out at this resistance area on the daily zone, right? So price did not show a significant push to the upside, which would make me think that price is still bullish at this moment. Price pretty much went sideways once it came to the resistance, which makes me think there's a potential reversal to happen, right? So let's go down to the 4 hour time frame and just get a better look. And we can see that price formed some bit of support right in this area where price rejected once and twice. So what I'll look for going into this week, if price can potentially break down from this area, close on a daily, and then pull back on the 4 hour to go short going into this week. That is a potential bias going into this week for USD CAD. Of course, the opposite could happen. Price could just continue this bullish momentum, just reject this area and tap back into that weekly zone. But I'm more bearish biased going into this pair this week, and that's going to be USD CAD. All right, so the last pair we're going to look at is Euro USD. We're actually going to break this down from the daily time frame. Price came into this weekly zone and formed a double top, which that neckline is right here. Price recently came into this area of resistance where we can see price is shooting down, broke, retested as support, pushed to the upside, right? So we did close below this area, but we did finish off with a bullish engulfing right after the very next day. I do think that price may hold up this support area and pull back into this weekly zone to complete that double top and push back down to the downside. So I do think that there's a lot of buying opportunity going into this week. In order for me to enter a sell, I think that push to the downside and then for price to pull back into this area. But for right now, I'm looking to see if price will complete this nice double top and then push back down to the downside and then continue back down to that weekly level of support. So that's what I'm looking at going into this week on the daily time frame. that's going to be all that we have this week. So thank you guys for tuning into this week's analysis video. For more content, follow us on Instagram at GenerationPips.